Job, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I am holding a new traveler's notebook in my hands. I know I talked about minimalism for 2 videos in a row, but here I am with a new purchase. I have a blue edition traveler's notebook that was released back in 2015 in my hands, and I guess I should say the story as to why this is in my life now. This story goes back to when the Olive Edition was first released. I basically had a hard time trying to find the Olive Edition Traveler's Notebook, as some of you know, and that kind of started this sort of hunt, and it ignited this flame deep within me, and I felt the need to own all the other limited edition Traveler's Notebooks that were released in the past. So this blue one was released back in 2015, and that's when I first purchased my black edition Traveler's Notebook. And I didn't see the need of having 2 traveler's notebooks in my life back then. But fast forward to 2017 and here I am, super obsessed with everything related to traveler's notebooks. And I felt the need to own this blue edition traveler's notebook. So I went on eBay. There was one bid that was starting at 150 euros, and by the time that the auction was finished, the last bid was about 364 euros, and that's a little bit too much for me. I was actually the second place bidder, but I'm glad I didn't win because 365 euros is almost, I think, 400 Canadian dollars, and that's still a little bit too much for me. So I went on Instagram and basically broadcasted my concerns to everybody, and everyone had amazing feedback and places for me to check out that were selling these blue edition traveler's notebooks. They were still going for about 300 US dollars, and that's still a little bit too much for me. So I held off and did not buy anything until this kind person, her name's Lynn, she messaged me and she was willing to sell her used blue Pan Am Edition Traveler's Notebook at a very reasonable price. I took her up on that offer and it arrived in Korea maybe 5 days after we finished our transaction. Lynn was so kind and she even sent some Swedish chocolates and candy, as well as this Pan Am pencil board, which I already own, but I'm so glad she sent over because mine is super dirty and nasty, and now I can have a new one to match my new traveler's notebook. As for the setup for this traveler's notebook, I'm going to keep the pencil board in the clear plastic pocket at the back, and then I have my Pan Am zipper pouch next that I purchased last year, and then I have my horizontal weekly inserts next, and then I have that one vertical weekly insert in the center of the traveler's notebook. And this setup is pretty cool. I've had it for a week and a half, and I don't see myself moving out of this setup anytime soon, and it's super compact, and I'm loving it so much. But now, let me show you the rest of my traveler's notebook collection. So now I'm going to show you all my other traveler's notebooks in chronological order from the first one that I purchased to my most recent purchase. This first one is my black traveler's notebook in the regular size, and I purchased this back in 2015, and this basically started it all. This started the obsession, and I love this traveler's notebook. It's my favorite one, and it's probably because it's black, which is my favorite color, as well as the patina on it. It is super shiny because I've used this the most, and some of you know that I have really sweaty hands, so the natural oils in my hands have really turned this into a really shiny piece of leather. It's super well worn, and it really shows its age, and every time people see it in person, they're pretty shocked and intrigued because it just looks so worn. It's been with me everywhere, basically. My next purchase was this black passport traveler's notebook, and this is the Narita Airport Special Edition, which you can only purchase at the Narita Airport. And it has some embossing or engraving, I can't tell the difference sometimes, and it says "Have a nice trip" on the front in white, but it basically faded because I've used this a lot too. I've basically kept this in my pocket or coat pocket or backpack pocket for almost a year, and I love it. My next purchase was this, what's the brand again? I love this brand and I'm totally blanking out. Oh, it's Eternal Leather Goods, and this is a natural leather traveler's notebook. This was my first faux dory purchase, and I do not regret it because this traveler's notebook is awesome. It came in a very light color when it first arrived because it is natural leather, and it has since patinaed and it is turning into this camel color. It is going to get even darker as time progresses, and the more that I use it, the darker it gets. my next traveler's notebook is actually this tiny mini black traveler's notebook, and this is a 10th edition traveler's notebook that was released in the summer of 2016, which was last year. So I've had this for almost half a year, and it's super patinaed, and I use this as my keychain. The next traveler's notebook is an olive edition traveler's note. It's not, it's a camel, Job. Sorry, this is almost like the 60th time I've tried recording this particular part of the voiceover, and I'm going crazy. So let's just say this real quick. This is a camel edition traveler's notebook, and I've had it for almost a year. I purchased it at the same time as my black mini traveler's notebook. It's super worn in. I have some embossing at the back that I got in 2016 in December at the traveler's notebook meetup in Seoul, and I think that is all I needed to say for this portion, but I'm honestly going crazy right now. Okay, I'm so sorry about that previous clip, but now we're moving on. The next traveler's notebook is a brown traveler's notebook in the regular size, and Uncover Lab actually sent this to me because they wanted to add my logo onto something, and I chose one of their traveler's notebooks. This is actually still a Midori traveler's notebook, and they embossed the front with my logo that says Job's Journal. It's super cool, and I mean, it looks kind of silly because it's obviously my journal and it says Job's Journal on it. It's super like possessive, but it's still super cool. It has my logo, which I still use today, and I love it. It is super worn as well. It has a lot of scratches, and this was the traveler's notebook that I brought back when I went to Canada back in 2016, and I love it. It's super scratched up, like I said, has a great patina because of my sweaty hands. And we're moving on to the next one. I think we're almost done here. So this is another black passport traveler's notebook, and I purchased this, I purchased this on my birthday back in December of 2016 because I wanted a plain black traveler's notebook in the passport size that I can carry around when I'm not using the Narita Airport Special Edition, because although the Narita Special Edition is super cool, sometimes I like having items that don't have any branding or any explicit design on it, so that's why I purchased that one. And now we are almost done here. I have the olive. That was the next purchase. Whoa, where did that pizza? Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to edit this out, but basically while I was recording this, I ordered pizza and the pizza came, and I thought I would show you what my pizza looked like last week. This is hilarious. Pizza unboxing. Okay, let me carry on now. Yeah, like I was saying before, we got rudely interrupted by that beautiful and delicious pizza. This is an olive edition traveler's notebook, but I'm not going to speak too much about it because I have a dedicated video on it. So click the link in the description bar or the eye that will flash at the top of the screen to watch my video about the olive edition traveler's notebook. So that just about does it for this video. I know I didn't go into too much detail about all the individual stories behind my other traveler's notebooks, but maybe we'll save that for another day. But for now, thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble and make so many mistakes. Thank you so much for all the positive comments in the last video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!